Hello, everybody. Welcome into the podcast Growing Up in the 2000s. Welcome into the episode 3. And I'm your host, Teddy.
And I'm your host, Kade. And with us today is no one.
Yeah. So today, guys, it's just going to be me and Kade. We figured, we might as well have some episodes with just us to keep it nice and loose. We do love having guests on our podcast, but we also love to just have our voices on here. So
yeah, we want you guys to know, just our experiences growing up too. And that doesn't mean like if we cover a topic, we won't ever come back to it. A lot of these stuff will connect. Like in the last episode, we talked about grandma's breakfast with Chad. And we weren't like, hey, we talked about food in the first episode. Get that out of here. We were like, okay, let's go with it.
Right. There's going to be a lot of things that we talk about that will cover different topics that we go over, like there's going to be overlap is basically what we're saying.
So today we're going to be talking about something near and dear to our hearts, the Nintendo Wii. So the Wii came out year 2006 or 7.
Sick.
Yes, 2006. Oh man, that was a year, 06.
Yeah.
What are some of your memories from 06?
Well, 2006. I remember the Wii came out in November. Just in time for the holiday season, and I think from that year, I don't exactly remember a whole lot, but I remember it being good times for video games because you're getting some next generation consoles. Xbox 360 I think came out around the time in the following year. So
yeah, I think those came out 2008.
It might have been 7. Let me look it up though.
Just to kind of set the stage for what movies were coming out that year, if that's the way you process things. Flushed Away had just been released. Casino Royale, the first Daniel Craig Bond movie, was released that year. And of course, Ben Stiller was raking in the money with Night in the Museum, and I think he's in Over the Hedge. No, he's not. I'm thinking of Steve Carell.
So the Xbox 360 actually came out in 2005 of November.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, you should look it up. I don't know. I don't remember that being the case at all.
Because the 360 had HD, but the Wii didn't.
Yeah.
Wait, when did the PS3 come out?
The PS3 is same year as the Wii, 2006.
Oh yeah, pretty much the same day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because didn't the 360 release at the same time as the PS2 almost? Oh no, PS2 came out in 2000. So it went PS2, 360, and then Wii.
Huh. Yeah, that's weird, because nowadays, every company releases their console pretty much the same time, so
yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, do you know what other movie came out in 2006?
Which one?
Barnyard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a classic movie.
What's crazy is a lot of these movies, they don't seem that old. Like, when did you say? You said
Night at the Museum, Over the Hedge, Flushed Away.
Yeah. I mean, also I see Ricky Bobby here, Talladega Nights.
Yeah, but we didn't watch that one till like
2012. I know. I'm just saying, like, all these movies, like, they're old movies.
It's weird to look at movies. It's even weirder to at junior high camp when I help with it. I like to figure out what year the kids were born, and then I like to look up movies from that year. Like they were born like 2008, so like that was the year like Ratatouille came out. So
Yeah.
just kind of nice to put it in perspective.
Well, yeah, it certainly makes me feel old to know that there's kids out
Yeah,
there who were literally born in a year where these movies came out from our childhood. So
yeah. I mean, we're definitely not old.
I know, but
Yeah,
compared to them,
compared to them, we are. So the Wii,
the,
classic console.
yes, you're not wrong on that statement for sure. The Wii was a revolutionary console just because of the motion technology, aiming at the TV and standing up, doing all
The
these
sensor, dude.
yeah, doing all these movements with your hands and arms. I know everyone wanted to get their hands on it just because of all the new, because game systems prior, like you were sitting down with a cord connected to your controller, and it was pretty much a stationary activity. But the Wii completely changed that. So I know everyone was excited about it for that.
Yeah, motion controls were huge. I mean, I only had a Wii for one night, but I remember going over to your house, trying it out, cursor flying all over the place. It takes a while to learn it,
Yeah.
especially when you're like 8 and like full of a ton of energy and you're just spazzing around.
Yeah, actually, I'll from like the first night, I remember getting it for like Christmas or whatever it was. I remember trying to play. I think it was Wii Play with the one with like it was like table, um, air hockey. It was like air hockey with like
Hmm.
the neon stuff. I remember trying that game and getting super frustrated because I couldn't keep my cursor on the screen, and like I just couldn't play because it was so challenging to use the motion controls. And I mean, even throughout the years of owning a Wii and getting older, it was still hard because it was so weird. And like the motion technology was not what it is today. Just comparing it to like the Switch, like
Yeah,
there's a lot of
it's
issues with it.
yeah, it's much easier to navigate now.
Hmm.
I remember when I made um my me at your house, like I was trying to type in my name and I couldn't. So I think I just clicked like the like first few letters that came up. I don't remember what it was, but it had a K in it. Man, me's me's
Yeah,
were me's were fantastic. You could spend hours making me's if you really wanted to.
you could, and I did. I did spend hours. I had a whole roster of me's on my Wii, just a bunch of random people that look completely weird. Like you wouldn't make them like you couldn't make them look like a real person, is what I'm saying.
Oh no, not at all.
So you would just make them as weird as you could, like with the weirdest hair and facial structure, and it
I
was really
remember
cool.
I remember you had this one this one guy. I think his name was like Hamster or something. Do you remember? He had like the really weird nose and
Yeah.
like the Darth Vader haircut.
Well, I had
Uh,
a one that was literally called Darth Vader because of that
oh,
haircut.
maybe I'm thinking of him,
Yeah.
but I remember you had a guy named Hamster too.
Yeah. I think it might have been hamster. Or I might have had a pig in there.
Yeah.
I remember my sister would make one, and whenever she was not playing, I would go and mess it up and make it look crappy, and that was always fun to do. And she'd
It's
get
so
back and
mean.
yeah, it's terrible, but she would come back and see like her defaced character. Yeah.
I'm sure I would do the same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's what you do
It
on
really
this.
let you be creative. No two me's looked alike.
Well, I mean, there wasn't many options when you were making one, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But you could put like the eyes like super high up though, you know,
Yeah.
and like super far apart. You can make some weird some weird guys.
We're talking like they don't look human. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was nightmare fuel as a kid.
I don't know if I was ever scared of him. I just
Oh,
I
I wasn't
mean,
either.
I had vivid nightmares of me. I was up
I
sleeping,
still do.
sweating in bed. Yeah, I love knees.
And then you could send them on the little parade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you could also go and steal knees from other players, and add them to your collection. You know,
Yeah.
just yeah.
What was that called? Was that its own channel, or was that just like
It was it's all in the same area, so it was in the same place you would create a me. It's like the me parade where all your me's are in this giant plaza, and you can whistle and like make them stand orderly, or you can make them jumble around and like line them up, send them to the parade. You could basically like it's your little army of me's.
Remember you
So
could throw them?
yeah, you could
Like you
fling.
pick them up and you toss them, and then they like land, like they skip almost.
Yeah, I don't. It was pretty sad. Some of the things you could do.
Yeah, and then you can just throw them in the trash.
Yeah, me's
Oh.
deserve equal rights. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they may look like just programming, but they're much more.
they have feelings too.
Mm-hmm. One of the good parts about Mii's was you could use them in like a ton of different games,
Yeah,
like Wii Sports, for example. You could
yeah. I
play as your
remember.
Mii, level them up. That was good.
Yeah, it was really cool to see your character represented in the games. And Wii Sports is definitely one of those games that everyone was playing. We were just looking at this before, and Wii Sports was it fourth on the most sold game of all time?
Yeah, fourth
Yeah.
on the most sold game of all time, and first for the Wii,
Mm-hmm.
which I
Crazy.
thought was a little like okay, like because it comes with the Wii in most cases, but I guess if you don't have it come with the Wii, then you're just gonna buy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games that if you had a Wii, you had to have it. If you didn't, there's no point in having the Wii. So
Mm-hmm.
it was essential, and it's one of those things like the Wii is a console that encouraged people to stay active. And I know a lot of people were appealed to that. You know, they wanted to use the Wii as like a fitness tool, just to stay active while also playing video games.
Yeah, it kind of you know, I feel like Wii Sports was pretty big. That was kind of the first step in people being like, "Oh, we get to get up and be active too." And
Hmm.
boxing, that was the big part of that. You got the biggest arm workout from playing boxing.
Oh, yeah.
All the boom, pop,
Yeah, more
That
than
was
any
fun.
other sports on that game, boxing, I mean, your endurance was being tested for that. You know, if you're going 12 rounds or whatever, it's like you felt like Rocky just after countless KOs. Like it worked you out for sure, at least your upper body. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
you could get kids tired by having them just play boxing.
Yeah, it put them to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah,
One-
that's probably the sport on the first Wii Sports that I remember best. Besides bowling, bowling's iconic.
Yeah, I definitely did bowling the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember boxing being probably the most entertaining for everyone because it incorporated the nunchuck, obviously, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just fun to bash in your friend's face on the game. So, but Wii Bowling was one of those games where anyone could play it. It wasn't hard. You just had to take the controller, click a button, and swing and you're bowling. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to pay for bowling shoes or bowling admission, and you're just in your living room and you're bowling against your family. So it was fun times for sure.
Yeah. Do you remember we played Wii Bowling recently? I feel like it was either late last year or early this year. And we just we like knew exactly where to go to do the strikes.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was definitely a strategy to it. If you learned where the best places were to hit it or to, throw the ball, you could definitely get a lot of strikes. I
Yeah.
remember getting like turkeys and, 4, 5, and like it was so awesome because in real life that was really hard to do. And, more likely than not, you weren't going to be getting strike turkeys in real bowling. So it was
Yeah.
really fun to get that on the Wii.
I think I've gotten 2 strikes in a row in real life, but never the turkey.
Yeah, I think I've gotten very, very close, but
Yeah.
never on the thing either. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of the problem about Wii Sports was it really built up your confidence because when you're a kid, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing the motions for these games. I
Yeah.
have to be good at them. I mean, boxing, not really, because you're just going like that. You're just moving your arms
Yeah.
back and forth. But bowling, and then you go to some kid's birthday party at the bowling alley. You try to bowl, and you're getting gutter balls.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun on the Wii.
Yeah. And you were like, "Oh my gosh, put the bumpers up." I can't even
Hmm.
get it down to the pins. It was so much easier than real bowling. Even and then also golf. Um, Golf was actually pretty difficult on the Wii, from what I remember. It took a lot more skill than bowling or boxing, but I mean, it's definitely easier than real golf. And like when you would do good on the Wii, and then you'd go out and golf for real, it's like, oh, this is not Wii golf. This is real golf, and I have to get this ball like 200 yards down the field. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember much about Wii golf. I think I only played it a few times, but yeah, I could definitely see how it could build up some false confidence.
It was hard. I remember there was the courses were crazy to begin with. Like I think the whole 9 or 18, it was like a thin slice of land that was curving, and like there was water surrounding you, and like you had to pretty much hit a perfect shot to prevent a water hazard. So
Yeah. What was par?
I don't remember. It was probably something crazy like par 4. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they were very long, but they were just courses that you wouldn't see really in like a real golf course. And then there was also other golf games that I played that were a lot more realistic than Wii Golf because you were actually incorporating like swing mechanics, and like the graphics were obviously better. And it was like real golf. So
Did you ever play Mario Golf?
I played Mario Golf on the 64, but not, I don't know, was there one on the
I
Wii?
don't know if they made one on the Wii. I just remember that was a golf game
Yeah, the one
that
on the
I've heard of it. I haven't played it.
64, it is challenging. Yeah, it's because of the graphics, and the controller is bad. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not fun. Well, it
Yeah.
is fun, but it's hard.
Yeah. My favorite ever was probably on, I mean, besides boxing and bowling, but I really liked Frisbee on the Wii Sports Resort. I
Mm.
remember when Wii Sports Resort came out, that was a big deal.
Well, yeah, Wii Sports Resort. I mean, on the first Wii Sports, they only had like 4 sports, right? Or
It was
four.
6, I think.
Well, you got golf, bowling,
Baseball,
tennis, yeah,
table.
boxing.
Wait, so there's baseball, boxing. Let's look this up. Wii Sports.
There was also the fitness test. I don't know if you want to count that. It was just a combination of all the sports, and they would remember it'd give you an age on like what your fitness level is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was yours?
I don't remember. I think I usually got like 15 or something.
No,
Uh,
there's 5 sports.
yeah.
Yeah. And then Wii Sports Resort had like what, 8?
Wii Sports Resort had a ton. Yeah. I had a ton. I was probably more than 8, sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Jeez, that's
Uh-huh.
a lot.
I had a ton.
Yeah, I
Now,
like
granted, those are
frisbee.
also some of those were on. Yeah, it also had bowling too, so some of those
Yeah,
were on the first one. But actually, you know what? On Wii Sports Resort, bowling was actually not as fun for
it
some
was
reason.
not as good.
Yeah, it was like weird. It was different for some reason.
The repeat sports weren't as good. They were much better on the original.
Yeah, like golf too.
hmm I think wasn't boxing on the second one, or was it changed? Was the sword fighting one, the fencing thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I love the fencing one though.
Yeah.
That was always fun. I like the one that's like where you're going on a path and you have to knock out everyone in your way.
Oh yeah, that one's fun.
It was fun because it was challenging each level. So,
And then they had like the fruit ninja one,
um,
where you have to like cut the fruit with
oh
the
yeah,
sword. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that was fun.
really, really a solid game.
Yeah, I remember I loved playing basketball on that game. It was because it wasn't realistic at all. It was the way it was set up was pretty hard to play because you would have to dribble like by going back and forth and like
hmm
where you'd get closer to the rim is just shaking it a bunch. And like whenever you want to shoot, you have to click B and then it goes into like a whole new screen and you're like, you know, it was hard to
Yeah,
aim to, but if you got good at it, it was very rewarding to be able to knock down shots. So it was fun to play.
yeah. I remember cycling. It was like fun for like a minute, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this goes on forever.
Yeah. My guy would always get super gassed because like he would get dehydrated quickly if you were to just spam like shake it
hmm
super fast. That's why it wasn't very fun. I think you're always tired.
Yeah. Kind of going along with the how it's so active. Do you remember Wii Fit with the Wii Fit board and everything?
Yeah, I mean, I actually never owned Wii Fit or a Wii Fit board. We just
Uh-huh.
never really wanted to get that. But I know it was really popular, and I would go to people's house and see their Wii Fit board. Um,
Yeah.
I think wasn't it just like workouts or kind of like a yoga thing?
Yeah, it had like yoga, and I think there was a jogging thing on it where you just like lift one, because it was like divided in half. I never owned it. I actually never even owned a Wii, but I knew some people that had the Wii Fit board. I never saw any kids use it. It was always like the moms. But I
Hmm.
think there's like a jogging thing where like you lift up one foot, and yeah, a yoga thing.
I never understood how that would actually help you lose weight or get a
It
workout in.
tracks it for you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if you're just, I mean, I don't know.
I
I even,
don't think it worked very well.
yeah, I don't see how that would work. Maybe for like stretching purposes or just like cardio. I don't know. You could
Yeah.
track your heart rate, maybe.
I feel like you'd lose more weight almost just by doing like Wii Wii sports. Just all
Yeah,
the repetition.
yeah. Just play some boxing for a few rounds and you
Yeah.
get your workout in.
That was definitely a it was kind of weird because you only use the Wii Fit pad in Wii Fit. I remember the pad was like a ton of money.
I know that's probably why I didn't want it because one, I would personally never use it. If anyone would use it, it would probably be my parents, and I don't
Yeah.
think they would use it. So we never got it because it's like, okay, well, I could just go outside and run down the street,
Yeah.
or like
And
just do some workouts in my house.
yeah. And no 10-year-old kid's gonna want to like stand up and do some yoga.
No, yeah, uh
Yeah.
but I think that was what they were trying to use to get more adults to buy it for their families.
Oh, for sure.
They're thinking, oh, this can be an entertainment system for my kids, and I can also use it for myself as an exercise tool. So
I just read this on Wikipedia, but actually, nursing homes had would often have like the Wii Fit things to improve posture in the elderly. I just thought that was kind of interesting. Makes sense because I think my grandparents owned a Wii for a bit, not only for like just us grandkids, but to use as well.
Yeah, my grandparents also had one. My grandpa really enjoyed playing golf on it, so they went ahead and got their own. So
Right? Yeah, it was really fun for all ages.
it's the definition of family oriented. Like
Definitely.
you couldn't go ahead and buy like GTA on there, or
Yeah.
I mean technically it did have Call of Duty, but
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. My
you know,
friend had Black Ops on the Wii. I remember
yeah.
it was rated T. And
Mhm.
the zombies on it was so bad. It would like auto lock onto everything. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. I forgot about that. I
yeah.
don't think I had multiplayer though.
You were definitely not buying a Wii to play like a shooter or
Yeah.
a game that's M rated. I had GoldenEye on it, which was James Bond, obviously,
Yeah.
and it was a shooter. And I remember it being really hard just because you were aiming at the screen shooting. It's just so much easier with the regular controller.
Yeah. We played a bit of that. I remember.
Yeah.
You could be um the hat guy. Buzz something? No, wait. What's his name? Oh my gosh. Odd Job. Yes. That's a good movie. The one that he's in. The one in like Jamaica or whatever.
Yes.
Um,
Oh,
but I remember you could throw his hat in the game.
yeah. Yeah, it was fun for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It wasn't a long-term game. One of the Wii's classics though was Mario Kart on the Wii. You have the wheel. It's like you're actually driving because as a kid you don't know what driving's actually like.
Yeah. I didn't even get Mario Kart on the Wii for a while
Hmm.
because we just didn't. And I remember when I got it, it was from my neighbor. He had like an extra copy, so he gave it to me, and I think he also had an extra wheel for some reason. So I got a wheel and the game, and yeah, it was fun. I definitely, it's not as good as Double Dash Mario Kart on the GameCube, and I
Oh
think the
yeah.
reason I didn't get the Wii Mario is because you could play Double Dash with the Wii, emulate it and
Hmm.
like plug in the GameCube controllers. But Wii Sports was not Wii Sports. Mario Kart Wii was really fun just because of the wheel. I remember playing without the wheel; it was kind of annoying.
It was so
And
much harder without the wheel
it was, and
because you always turned it too much.
yeah, and that's why it sucked when you were player two because it was like, this sucks. I want
Hmm.
the wheel. Yeah,
I think we switched the wheel like every time just because it was so much easier.
yeah, yeah. We did.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your favorite race on Mario Kart Wii?
My favorite race, like
Yeah.
course.
Oh yeah.
Um, I I really liked the mall one. The mall was fun. And I also enjoyed the one that was in the trees where you were like flying through trees and leaves and stuff.
Oh, isn't that was that DK Mountain?
No, DK Mountain was
That's a good
DK
one.
Mountain. Yeah.
Like the canyon one. I don't know if I remember. Oh, I kind of remember the trees one.
Another one that's really fun was like the Koopa one where you went underwater and
Oh
you
yeah.
could get launched up like that giant water slide. That was really fun. I liked that one a lot.
One that I absolutely loved, of course, was Moo Moo Meadows.
Oh yeah. That
Yeah,
one
I
that's
love
the
the
one
cows.
I think that's a classic because they put that one on the new Mario Kart. So
Oh
I think a
yeah,
lot of people like that one.
yeah. That was a that one was really good on the old Wii.
Yeah. Um, who was your favorite racer to play with?
I think Shy Guy was who I usually used. I feel like I used Shy Guy or Toad.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm a fan of
Uh,
the Villager, but that's just me.
yeah, I like Toad a lot, and I think I used the Me for a bit, but it was kind of not as cool to be a Mario character in a Mario game. So I liked Luigi. I also liked Mario, and I think Dry Bones was in there too. I like Dry Bones a lot.
Yeah, he's a classic.
Hmm.
I like the smaller characters better than the bigger ones. I don't know why. I just felt like they went faster.
Yeah, they had the cars were really cool. Like I liked Mario's like race car kind of thing.
hmm Yeah, the carts were nice. I don't remember too much about those carts,
Yeah, I don't
but
either really. I just remember them being there was some cars that didn't look like carts. They look more like cars, like actual
yeah,
cars.
one problem I thought with Mario Kart and the motion controls was when you accidentally turn too much, but you think it's like enough, and then your character just goes off the edge.
Yeah, there was a lot of times where the motion aspect would not register correctly, and so it would be glitchy or it just wasn't working right, and your
Yeah,
character would lag and would go off the cliff.
just fly right off like there's no tomorrow. Or if you try to turn, but like it doesn't register, so you just go straight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that that happened in a lot of games because every game was implementing Wii motion. So
Oh yeah.
that's one of the biggest flaws of the Wii is because games that weren't really that shouldn't have Wii motion had it, and so it kind of put a bad vibe into the game where it's like you were thinking like this game would be really fun if it didn't have Wii motion and I didn't have to stand up the whole time and aim at the screen every
Yeah.
single time I was playing. So
Yeah, it was hard to kind of just like sit back and really like relax with a Wii game. Like there's a few like exceptions, obviously, but most games just use the motion controls. I remember some games because I had them on the PS3, but like you had them on the Wii, and the game would just be completely different on the Wii. Like they changed the entire game to work with it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah, they would have it'd just be a different game for
hmm
complete. And like I remember when I got my 360, I would be less enticed to buy a game for the Wii because I would rather be sitting on the couch with my wireless controller and not have to like stand up and aim like in an
hmm
awkward position for like an hour or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when the PS3 came out and it had like motion controls as part of the controller. Like a ton of games just use that, and it was so annoying. Like there was this one game, and like part of it was skydiving, and you have to like move the controller to like get your character, and you have to like avoid these missiles. But sometimes it wouldn't work, and then you just hit all the missiles. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, even the PS4 they had that, and I remember there were games where you had to use it and
Oh yeah.
it was still trash like even then. So
Yeah, motion controls are definitely hit or miss. I mean, they always get better, but it's
I'm
tough.
sure they're better. Like on the Switch now when we were playing Mario Galaxy
Oh
remastered
yeah,
on that, um, they were a lot better, and you could sit down and not have to stand up and point at the
yeah,
motion bar.
yeah. It's definitely an improving thing. Like the Wii, it's sold on like the fact that it had motion controls, but it's also like it's the first iteration of motion controls. But I mean, it did much better than the PS3, I think.
Well,
Like
yeah, I
once you
hope
got it to
so.
work, huh?
I would hope so because
Yeah,
that's what the Wii was for.
that's the whole point. I mean, even though the PS3, I guess it came out same time. Never mind. But yeah, it definitely did a
Yeah.
better job. I feel like
Yes.
most of the problems came with pointing rather than moving.
I remember there was also problems after a while of using the controller, where there would be some sort of like connection issue where your character in the game would just start running off like randomly,
Oh yeah, the
and like
nunchucks would break.
you'd have to reconnect the controller and resynchronize it, and like I remember going through so many like nunchucks and having to buy so many like controllers, and it was so frustrating because like the controllers were just not very high quality. Like you'd be playing a game and like all of a sudden you're not moving, and then your character just bolts off to the right, and you're like, what the heck, you know?
Yeah, I think we probably died so many times playing Mario Galaxy as a kid because of that.
Yeah, and like Ultimate Alliance, I remember like was a real issue too. Like,
Oh yeah, that was a classic game.
yeah,
Yeah,
I remember getting it then on the 360, and I was like, this is so much better.
yeah. I feel like eventually controllers always wear out, but definitely with the Wii.
It seemed like they died quickly and had
Yeah.
problems all the time.
It was probably because of the wire in between like the two halves. Because I feel
Yeah,
like the main piece never really broke.
yeah, it wasn't. It was the movement part with the joystick, the
Yeah.
nunchuck.
Those wires just must be really like low quality.
Oh, yeah, and the plug. I had to tape the plug sometimes, depending on which
Oh
control.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have to tape it in there, or else it'd just fling out. So
Yeah. Do you remember when they released it was with Wii Sports Resort, the like added thing? I don't remember what it was called, but like the motion
that's
sensor plus or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that did not do much.
No, I don't think it did either. I don't know. It probably had some sort of thing that it needed for Wii Sports Resort or something, but
Yeah.
it just made it your controller bulkier, and it was like you're holding a giant like stick now for
Hmm.
no reason.
Yeah, they were definitely a unique uh controller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it worked.
Yeah, for what you were getting the Wii for, you weren't really getting the Wii to play games that were demanding
Yeah.
you to use the nunchuck a lot. You were getting it to play Wii Sports and to play games that were centered around the motion, the aiming,
Yeah.
and everything.
You got it to play Nintendo games. Like if you buy like any other like non Wii exclusive games, like they just weren't the same.
Because you would get a better experience on like the 360 or any other
Yeah.
console, which is why I ended up getting a 360.
Yeah. I remember going over to your house playing the old Wii. That was nice. I always wanted a Wii just because of Wii Sports. And I remember one time, my dad he came home and he had a Wii, and it was so exciting because I was like, oh my gosh, like we have a Wii. But it was only for one night because he was bringing it for like his office at work. So there's just this one night of my brother Parker and I just playing like boxing for like 4 hours on the Wii.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Wii
that
Sports
those
was
are the days.
you could get a lot of hours out of Wii Sports,
Oh yeah,
and like we play and all those games. Um, I liked all the sports on there too. I mean, the worst one probably was probably golf, maybe.
baseball was kind of funky.
I know I liked baseball though. It wasn't good, but I liked swinging at the ball. I thought it was
Yeah,
really fun.
I grew into it.
It was only two players, so that was the main problem.
Yeah,
And it was funny to see all of your Mii's like on the team. They'd line up, and like you'd see your weird like facial destructed me like pitching. Like how does he even see? His eyes are like behind his ears,
yeah,
but he's
and
out
not
there
that many.
pitching.
Yeah, and not that many people play baseball with like the big old sunglasses on.
or any kind of facial wear at all. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like when we played on the Wii, if we could use a GameCube controller, that's what we'd use.
Oh yeah, and yeah, that was usually for GameCube games, but there were games that were new, like on Smash Bros. You could use the
Yeah.
GameCube controllers.
We probably played either the game we played most on the Wii was either Mario Galaxy or Smash Bros. Like
Yeah,
together.
Smash Bros. Had a lot of things you could do on it, and there wasn't many problems with the Wii Motion on that game just because it was side-scrolling.
Yeah.
So, and yeah,
It was
and you
just
could
so
use the
much
GameCube
nicer.
controller. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Smash Bros. Was great. A lot of hours went into that for sure.
Oh yeah. Who was your go-to character?
I think I would always go for Mario, but that's like pretty basic. So outside of Mario, it was probably I think it was Fox or maybe Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also really like Snake and Captain Falcon.
Captain
Falco,
Falcon is
sorry. The
real
other
good.
one's Falco, not Falcon. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Falco.
I remember we beat like the campaign together, and we had pretty much everyone unlocked. But then like probably a year went on, and then we're like, oh shoot, there's like another character we can unlock. Wolf. I don't remember how you unlock him, but it's some crazy thing. Do you remember that?
Wolf. Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know how we got Wolf. I would enjoy like doing that again, just getting all the characters because every time you play it now, I have all the characters and it's like
Yeah.
I don't remember having no players or no characters. Like I've had Sonic ever since like we beat the story, and Sonic is like the last character you get. So
Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun to just kind of go through these old games again on the Wii.
just wipe the memory card, yeah,
Yeah,
or maybe get a new one so you don't have your old save trashed.
that too. But on the Wii, it's not like external, isn't it? An internal.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's a way to start a new save on like Smash Bros without deleting it. I think I might have someone else's Wii. I don't know where mine is because I can't find the memory cards that are from like the GameCube. You know, you could put the GameCube cards in
Yeah,
there. Those cards have a lot of save data, so I hope they're not gone.
yeah. Do you remember when um you lost your memory card for the GameCube games, and like so we'd have to try to, if we wanted to play through a game, we had to try to do it on one like save.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, because we had one card.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And then it went missing for not too long, like only a little bit. But what we'd always try to do was, if you guys have played Luigi's Mansion, that game was a classic. We take turns on like Luigi's Mansion trying to beat it because we could never beat it as kids. It's probably not even that long of a game, but it
Mm-mm.
felt like it took forever.
No, it wasn't a game that like 7-year old or 8-year old
Yeah.
would have had. It would have been hard for sure. Yeah, we got really far though. We got to the end for sure.
We did beat it eventually.
I don't know. Yeah, that was when we were older though, right?
Yeah, like it was only like 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Yeah. Because I remember, I think it was when I was in like my freshman year of college, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how far we got originally. It was probably like to the second floor or the roof,
Hmm.
maybe.
I think we got to the attic once,
Oh yeah.
but that's only like the third one because it goes like main floor, second floor, attic, basement, yard, I think, and then
I
roof.
don't know.
I don't remember.
I have no idea. If you guys haven't played though, you should definitely play Luigi's Mansion. If you haven't
It's
played any GameCube games and you can get a GameCube or Wii for like a good price, I would definitely do it because there's a lot of good experiences to be had on all those games.
Yeah, we could probably have an entire episode just talking about Luigi's Mansion, honestly.
Oh yeah, and even Mario Galaxy, Smash
Oh
Bros,
yeah.
all these we have a lot of, memories with those games.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion's got to be like, honestly, it's like top 10 games of all time for me.
Yeah. And for me, Mario Galaxy is probably the best game of all time, at least
Yeah.
top 3.
Oh yeah, that game's top 5 easily.
Yeah, definitely.
The Wii games, man, they always had a great like soundtrack with it, especially
Yeah.
Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, that's just Mario games though. Mario games always do. But yeah, Smash Bros had some great music.
Oh yeah,
Luigi's
a giant
Mansion.
orchestra whenever you start the game.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh man, I loved hearing that, dude. It was like that's the sound you'd hear when things were about to get crazy. Like that you knew it was about to be a fight breakout when
Oh
that
yeah.
song played.
Um,
Da-na-na-na-na.
wasn't that song was on the Final Destination map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. It was on the main menu.
Yeah. It was on one of
One
the
of my
maps too, I think. So we'd always go to that map and it'd just be like the most intense music while we are fighting.
Yeah, it was great, dude.
Yeah.
What was your
I
favorite
love uh
map on there? What was your favorite map on there?
either Final Destination's a classic, just because it's like, I don't know, I just like I was such a basic stage.
Yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with the Earthbound one with like the cars on
Mm-hmm.
the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
the Star Fox ship is really nice too.
Yeah. I didn't like the one that had the car, the small
Oh, yeah.
whatever. I really liked the one from Smash Bros. Melee, the Firefox one, Star Fox,
Yeah.
the one with like the gray ship. That one
Yes.
was really fun. And Final Destination. I like the other one from Smash Bros. The one that's like more, it has different platforms, but it's from the game. It's Smash Bros. But
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's like it's daytime in that one.
Oh, dude, how could you forget the Pokemon Arena from the GameCube one?
Oh yeah, the
That one's
Pokemon Arena
so
is
good.
fun. I love the Pokemon in that game, dude. The ball, you can get the ball and like it spawn random Pokemon.
Oh
And
yeah.
then if you're the Pokemon trainer, you'd have access to like Squirtle,
Squirtle
Charmander,
and
Charizard, sorry.
No, Pikachu's his own one.
Pikachu's own one. You had
It was
Ivysaur,
Oh, okay, that was the third one.
Squirtle,
Ivysaur.
and Charizard.
Yeah. I could
And
never figure out. I don't know why. I feel like it honestly wasn't that complex of a combination. I probably only played him once and gave up, but I could never figure out how to change.
I think I figured it out, and like once you figure it out, it's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
like come back, Squirtle, and like
And then you could
go Charizard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, they had Lucario too as her own character.
And the kangaroo looking thing, right? No, wait, that is Lucario. No, there's another one, right?
That is
Who do you think was like the worst character in that game?
Oh, I mean, there's two kinds of worse. Like, there's one that's a character that you're really bad with and you just don't like playing with them, but they're a good
Yeah.
character. And then there's one where it's like they're just a bad character. Like they suck even if you're good with them. But I think I can safely say probably Olimar was one of the worst for me. And then I also didn't like Rob very much, the robot.
Oh, I hated Raw. Dude, you could fall off the map so easy with Raw.
Yeah, the recovery move really dictated whether or not a character would be good for me. I feel
Yeah.
like if you mastered some of their moves though, I feel like Rob would actually be pretty good if you knew how to play with them. but he just didn't really interest me as a character. Like Rob's kind of like a random character that's just from the game, so I didn't
Yeah.
really care much for him.
I remember like as a joke, it was kind of recently. I picked Almar in like the new one and I won and it was so crazy. I don't know how.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. So maybe I mean it really just depends on how you use them. Like even the bad characters can be good.
Yeah, I just know Olimar's little root plant things are super annoying.
Oh, they're so annoying.
Like,
I hate them.
even when you're
Yeah.
I also didn't like Ness or Lucas very much because like it was so hard to aim their moves.
Oh yeah.
Like you had to be good with them to actually do anything, and like they were so small. I just didn't like their moves at all.
Yeah, I wasn't very good with them, but I like to play as them. You know what a another good fighting game on the Wii was?
Punch Out.
Punch Out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that was one of that was one of my favorites, easily.
Yeah, and I never even owned that, but we rented it and
We
we played
probably
it,
rented it like 3 or 4 times.
and we played it the whole time because it was essentially Wii boxing on steroids. Because like there was all these like cool characters you would fight, and obviously it was better gameplay than Wii boxing. It was really fun to go up against all these characters that were so diverse. Like every character was so different. You'd have like this
Yeah.
massive dude, like
The
the
giant
giant guy,
Irish
and
guy.
then you'd have, yeah, I don't know his name, but yeah. And then like the small little dude. I don't even remember them, but they're just all so different and unique.
Yeah. And there was like a special way to beat each character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they'd have special moves. Yeah, that was really fun. It'd show like their description and like their height and weight and stuff.
Mhm.
Oh man, what a classic game.
Yeah. The only problem with that game was like there was no I don't think there was a versus mode. Like it was only one player.
Yeah, that's why you would play Wii Boxing if you wanted to do that.
Yeah. But it
You
was
would
still
play,
fantastic.
you'd play Punch Out for the single player experience. We haven't talked about Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga yet, and
Oh yeah.
obviously Lego Star Wars was first on the GameCube, but on the
That
Wii,
was the first ever video game we played together.
yeah, was it the first or second one? Was it? It was
It
probably the
was
first.
the first. It was the I went over to your house
Yeah,
um and we played Lego Star Wars 2 on the
two.
GameCube.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, those games are some of the best.
Oh, every kid should play that game.
Even if you don't really like Star Wars, man, like
Yeah.
you need to have that experience in your bag for sure. Like and then on the Wii they had the complete saga where it was basically a fan service for all the kids that played it. It's like it had all the levels, all the
Yeah.
games, and all these bonus stuff that you could do with better graphics. Um, it was great. It was perfect.
And that game was better on the Wii because you could use the Wii to hit, right?
Oh
You
yeah,
can use the motion controls.
yeah, yeah. It was pretty good on the Wii. I also remember though, wishing I had it on the Xbox
Yeah.
because it's the Wii remote, and I wanted to sit down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
We
was still,
what?
I still enjoyed that game a lot.
Yeah, when we got the PS3 for Christmas, I remember that was the game we got with it.
Hmm.
It was great because it was really funny because my brother and we opened that gift like first and we're like, "What? We don't have a PS3."
Oh no.
Yeah, and then my parents are like, "Oh shoot, is that the wrong console?" It was so funny.
Oh my gosh. That's great. I like how she
Yeah.
played it off.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh no, like if you guys you guys might have to return that because we didn't get a PS3. But like my brother and I were like, oh, like I guess we know what that big gift for both of us is.
That's good. She could have been like, "Oh yeah, surprise! You also got a PS3," but
Yeah, it
yeah,
was funny. She always played it off really well.
nice.
Yeah, and like I mean, we'll definitely have a Christmas episode. But like she never wanted to like lie to us. So if like we asked her if like oh like did you get like us a PS3? She'd always be like, I don't know, how would I do that? Like so eventually I caught on like that she never like said no, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it
She's one of those.
it was crazy.
So, did you get me this? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She loved her Christmas time. Mom is Santa.
yeah. Well, Christmas time is one of the best times, so
Yeah.
we can all
Season of
agree on
giving.
that. Season of Giving, 2 months away, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Jeez. This year is as crappy as this year has been. It's gone by kind of fast.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty quickly. I mean, it feels like October just started. It's almost midway through already.
Uh, Another classic game on the Wii, of course, is um I lost my train of thought.
Panda.
Kung Fu Panda. I don't remember a ton about that game. I'll let
Yeah,
you
I
lead.
I um I owned it, and I don't remember a ton about that game.
Wasn't there a versus mode, almost like Smash Brothers?
Oh my gosh, I think so. I think there
Yeah.
was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could be like the different guys. That game was probably really bad, but it was enjoyable because of the movie. And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
I can play as Poe or
Poe, thank you. That was his name. I was trying to remember.
the Fat Panda, whatever his name is.
Honestly, I was like, did they just call him the Kung Fu Panda in the movie? And I was like thinking it over in my head, like what was his name?
You remember the wushu finger hold?
Yeah, the whooshy pinky hold or whatever.
Dude, that movie is so funny. Like,
It just it cut you
I've
out.
made so many jokes where it's like you're. Oh, I said it's
Um,
really that movie is really funny because like
yeah,
I make so many jokes like just grabbing someone's hand and like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And you're like, you do the thing. It's like you're dead. It's like I just did the whooshy finger hold on you, and like if they don't know what you're talking about, they're just like confused. It's just
yeah.
funny.
If they don't know what you're talking about, they probably think you're the craziest person ever. But I feel like most people watched Kung Fu Panda. I feel like it's one of those classics.
Yeah, at least the first one. Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely one of those movies. Everyone saw it probably.
I don't know if I ever finished Kung Fu Panda 2 because I remember we watched it in school once, but I don't remember finishing it.
We actually went to the theater on a field trip, or actually it was a prize.
Yeah.
It was what I was talking about on the last episode about going to the bowling alley and the movie theater in one day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we saw Kung Fu Panda because we won the prize as a class. So that was really fun. Going to the movie theater in the class, that was awesome.
Yeah. I remember we either watched it in Spanish or history class in high school, both of which don't apply at all to the movie.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
we just went
no school class applies to that movie.
unless you're like in China or something.
Even then.
Yeah, even then, unless you're in a kung fu class, I guess.
Yeah. Even then.
Even then, it's a panda, a crane.
Yeah. Did they have any like Chinese actors in that movie? Wasn't Jackie Chan like the little red panda? The main guy? Like not the
Shifu,
main guy, but the teacher?
Master Shifu.
Yeah, was he Master Shifu?
Um, wouldn't be surprised if he
Oh
was.
no, Jackie Chan was Monkey.
Oh,
Dustin
monkey.
Hoffman was Master
Oh my
Shifu.
gosh. Yeah. That's
Oh
funny.
yeah, they had very
Dude, that is
few.
a stacked cast. They had Jack Black in there, Dustin Hoffman,
Yeah,
Jackie Chan.
Jackie
Oh
Chan.
my gosh, that's a stacked cast.
They have the guy um from Jurassic Park, the guy who gets burned alive after he leaks the things or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, he's kind of chubby. He's in Seinfeld too.
Oh, that guy, the fat one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's in Space Jam. He's like Bill Murray's like caddy or whatever.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about. Dude,
Yeah,
why does
yeah.
Space Jam only have a 43% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Space Jam.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that's probably not really quality. It's just nostalgic. I'm assuming. It was
But like,
essentially like a Michael Jordan commercial with
well,
Looney Tunes.
yeah. But like all the Toy Stories have like above 90%. And like the fourth one is not good at all.
Well, I mean the new one, no, but the first couple of Toy Stories were really good quality.
Yeah. But the fourth one's like 94 or something percent. I don't know. I don't like Rotten Tomato scores.
Well, they're always there's always people on there that are biased or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Some people just don't like basketball.
and there's a lot of people that there's a lot of movies that we think are good that
Yeah.
critics, film critics, or professionals they don't think so.
Yeah, like Spider-Man 3.
And Transformers,
Oh yeah.
like all the Transformers.
Do you remember the Transformers game on the Wii?
Yeah, and how it was completely different from the 360.
Yeah,
I remember
very different.
like I rented it on the Wii and like I was like, oh man, this is pretty cool. And then like I got a 360 and I rented it on that. I was like, oh, this is so much better. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
There's the Revenge of the Fallen game, which was polar opposite on the Wii. But yeah, those games
yeah,
were so fun because like you
yeah.
would
Because
just run around, just transforming and like destroying buildings. At least in the
yeah, I
first
think
one.
it was the last level where you get to be Starscream and you can just like fly around like New York,
Um,
right?
I think you played Starscream at like the military base.
No,
Did
you
you?
played
Oh,
Blackout.
Orphanox. Yeah, Blackout.
Maybe you
You
play
played
them
as
all at the
Megatron.
military base.
You played as Megatron at the end. One of the
Oh, maybe that's what
second
I'm
guy.
thinking of.
Yeah, it was like Megatron and Optimus on each side at the end.
Yeah, I mean it took forever to get to that point.
I honestly don't know if I got to that point without cheat codes. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it took a very long time to get there.
no, I always got stuck at the Hoover Dam level. That was insanely hard.
Oh yeah, don't you play as like Ironhide or something?
No, you're playing as Bumblebee trying to get out.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
it was on
yeah,
the
there were some stages where you play as them again.
yeah with the new Camaro, and it was on the Wii, so it was really hard to kill anyone. And I just got frustrated and put
Yeah,
cheat codes in.
cheat codes. Cheat codes were so like not important. They were such a big part of games.
Yeah, there's the games these days they don't even have the option to have cheat codes, which is weird. I don't, but
It's
like,
yeah.
yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Well, I'm just saying like now that there's internet and like you can look up cheat codes online, there's no need for like cheat code books, which is like what I always used to use. I have a whole like collection of cheat code books that I would look at for cheat codes, but like now you can look them up online. And I feel like maybe that's why games don't have cheat codes anymore because like, well, okay, everyone can just do this then if they
Yeah,
wanted.
I mean, back then we could have looked them up too, but I mean, we didn't really ever go on the internet.
And I don't know how um abundant they were on the internet. I don't know if there was a lot of
Yeah.
websites that had them.
Yeah, I never owned any cheat code books. I always saw them at the Scholastic Book Fair though, and
That's where I got
checked
them.
to see. Yeah,
Hmm.
I checked to see if any games I had were in there.
No, that's where I got them. I remember going to the book fair was, oh my gosh.
Book Fair was so good.
I remember like though being kind of like, if it was like kind of sad if like a kid didn't really have money to buy a book. It was kind
Yeah.
of depressing, but I remember looking at all the books and like it was so fun. It was like you're going to a bookstore at school, like looking through. Like I remember they always had like those Ripley's Believe It or Not books, or the Guinness World Record, their world record books.
There was always
It
that
was so
one
fun to
kid
look.
that would always get all the world record books.
Yeah,
It
whose
was
mom would
never,
his
yeah,
mom
it
would just
was,
load him up.
mm-hmm. It was
Yeah.
never me. I think I only got like Magic Tree House from the book fairs.
Oh, those are good books.
Yeah. Cause like it happened every year and there'd always be a new one.
Yeah, I think I always got like one or two books, and I would get either a cheat code book or a book that looked interesting to me. I remember
Hmm.
getting, I don't even remember what it was called. Maybe it
I
was
might I might have gotten Diary of the Wimpy Kid there,
maybe
honestly.
I might have done that too. Probably one of the later ones though, because I remember actually buying the first ones on my own.
Yeah. But that book is iconic.
We could do a whole episode on like books or
Oh yeah, we should.
on Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Yeah, I mean I didn't read a whole lot of books, but
Oh
you know,
yeah.
I
Neither did
guess
I. Reading readings for losers. Yeah, I
yeah,
read a
it's for
lot,
nerds.
guys.
Readings for nerds.
Yeah. It's cool to read books. That's what the
Yeah, it's
Scholastic
like
Book Fair taught me.
yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah. One of those posters.
Even though they had like all those weird books like uh Ripley's Believe It or Not and Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, I don't know why they did because like weren't they encouraging kids to read? Like those aren't really books you read. You just look at pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But I
I
guess it gets them in.
remember what?
It gets them in there to look at those. So
Sure. Our Scholastic Book Fair always fell on the same week as Grandparents' Day.
ooh.
Yeah. So, which was a smart marketing thing for sure.
Oh yeah, you know that was planned.
Yeah. So I remember sometimes grandma, she'd give me a book and that was always really nice.
I think that was how it was at my school too. I'm pretty sure your grandparents' day was like the same week.
Hmm.
At least one of those days you have grandparents there.
At what age did your grandparents stop coming to Grandparents' Day?
Honestly, I don't even remember them coming every year because I didn't want them to come.
Oh, dang.
But well, no, not because like I don't like my
Hey,
grandparents. Just
it's okay.
no, I mean, um, it probably like when I was in how do they do it? They don't do it in middle school, right? They definitely
I
don't.
mean, my school did just because, um, I mean, they didn't come when I was in middle school, but like some kids did come. Like if their siblings were still in elementary, they do a little
I think
something. But since I was preschool through 12th grade,
they actually didn't even let um, kids who were in like sixth grade or fifth grade, even maybe even fourth grade, actually, they wouldn't even let their grandparents come. It's more of like a kindergarten through third grade thing. So
yeah,
I probably when I was in third grade was the last year, maybe fourth grade, probably third.
yeah. I remember they only came preschool through 6th grade, but like in junior high and high school, I think on that day or like that weekend, they'd take me out to lunch, in honor of Grandparents' Day.
Oh yeah,
Is Grandparents' Day a real holiday?
Probably. If it's, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I remember it was in like May.
Yeah, it's a real day.
Oh, Sunday, September 13th. I missed it. So it wasn't
Yeah, it's
on that day, but yeah, it was. It was. We
yeah.
had it.
I remember all the kids and their grandparents piling into the cafeteria.
Yeah.
It was
Stuff we
different. It
can't do
was
this
weird.
year.
Well, yeah. Yeah, grandparents, that would be really bad.
Yeah.
Um, Geez. I remember though it was weird if you didn't have your grandparents there. So I think that's probably why I would always have mine come. Because if you didn't have your grandparents there, it's kind of like, oh, do you know, is your grandparents dead, or do you not like your grandparents? So I
Yeah.
think they probably came every year, but yeah.
I feel like we always had this one kid whose grandparents never showed up, and it was kind of sad.
Yeah, there was only a few people that didn't, so it
Yeah.
was kind of like, okay, you're coming with me. You're gonna come.
Yeah. I think sometimes they just skip school if their grandparents weren't going to come, though.
Wow.
Yeah. Because, like, the morning revolved around it, but everything after, like, 10 was, and Fridays were half days, and it was always on a Friday. So, like, there'd be a big assembly at, like, 10:30, and they'd come for, like, chapel. And then after chapel, it's pretty much like, hey, show your grandparents your classroom, and then you guys can go. So it was
Hmm.
nice because you could just leave early. So like if your grandparents aren't there, you're just gonna sit for like an hour doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how it was with mine in school. Yeah, I remember kids that didn't have their grandparents would just come and it'd be awkward. I think when we would do group activities, it'd be like, okay, you just go with him and his grandparents. So it was like, okay. uh,
Yeah.
weird.
At least uh at least they gotta do stuff, you know.
Yeah, it'd be weird though to be in that position.
It was also really weird because throughout the week we like make stuff for our grandparents, especially in like the lower grades. So like if a kid knows his grandparents aren't gonna come, like what's motivating him to color this in or create this thing?
I bet they probably just deliver it to them outside of school or something,
Yeah, I mean if their grandparents are still alive.
or if they're in contact with them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm surprised they still do that actually because of kids that don't like.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of strange. Maybe it's not in all schools, but I mean,
I don't
definitely
know.
my
I
school still
maybe
does it.
I don't even know if I don't know if my elementary school still does it. So
Hmm. That's probably been stopped, like doing making like the Native American like feather hats around Thanksgiving time. I think that's definitely been stopped now, but I remember that assignment. And then you
that
make like
sucks.
the
That
pilgrim buckle hats.
I
But yeah,
love I love doing that Native American thing. Uh,
yeah.
it was
It
fun.
was it was a unique assignment. I mean, now you're kind of like it's not allowed, I think. Probably not.
Yeah,
Maybe. Who knows what kids are doing these days?
yeah. Other kids, who cares?
Yeah. Man, we really took off. I
Yeah, it's
don't
fun.
I don't remember how we got here.
I mean, see, Grandparents' Day, uh,
Um
school is we're talking about
cheat codes.
cheat codes for the book fair.
Yeah. We're talking about cheat codes for some game. I don't remember what.
Transformers.
Transformers. So we went from Transformers to
And
grandparents.
we were talking about Transformers because of the movie, because we are talking about Rotten Tomatoes. and we were
Yeah.
talking about Toy Story, and and
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. You guys really got to dive into our train of thought this episode.
And that is what we were aiming for.
Yeah.
Well, we really just wanted to cover the Wii, so I think we did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah. It's definitely something we're going to come back to just because most people did have a unique experience with the Wii. So, it'll probably come up again. We love talking about the Wii, as you
When
can
we
tell.
talk about, video games again, it'll probably be brought up for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
next time, we'll definitely have a guest.
yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed us, so just chilling and hanging out.
Yeah, we just wanted to spit out an episode for you guys just to stay consistent and have a weekly sort of thing. I know it's probably over a week since last one, but
No, I think I put the last one up on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, so this one might go up on Wednesday too.
So yeah, that'll be good. And guys, I just want you to like this podcast.
Yeah.
Or I guess they can't like it, huh? They can
like it on YouTube if they
yeah,
want to.
yeah.
Yeah,
Give us
leave a review on Apple. We have 2 5-star reviews so far.
Leave all your
Apple.
5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And we just want to thank you guys if you're listening in this deep.
Yeah. Yeah, last episode, it was a long one, but I think it was a good one.
Yeah, we really enjoyed having Chad on. Shout out to Chad.
Shout out to Chad. Yeah, these aren't always going to be a consistent length. Some episodes will only be less than an hour. Some will be close to 2. Maybe in the future, one will be close to 3. Who knows? Really depends on how much we have to talk about.
Yeah. It depends on if we want to talk about Grandparents' Day.
Yeah.
More. We'll do an episode on Grandparents' Day if you guys enjoyed.
I feel like we talked about everything we can with Grandparents' Day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we definitely did, but
there's really not much to it.
It's just your grandparents coming to school. That's it.
Yeah, nothing too special. It was pretty cool though.
Yeah, it was definitely something you'd look forward to when you got the slips and everything announcing it.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to our 3rd episode. I've had a lot of fun making this show.
And I definitely have as well. I just want to thank everyone who's listening, to these. We really appreciate the support. And I hope you guys stay locked in and get ready for episode 4. And it's going to be a good one. We'll have someone on here to talk with, and we'll get some good content.
Yeah. We don't know what the topic will be, but the only way to find out is to listen to the episode next week.
Right.
Yeah.
And just remember to leave all your 5-star reviews, and all the support definitely helps. Leave your comments on YouTube if you feel so inclined. Like the video, just say, hey, I enjoyed the podcast, just so we know that we're doing a good job, and it'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, it'd be really nice to let us know your thoughts, how we can improve, how we can change, what you like to hear about, what you want to hear more about, stuff like that. If you want a whole episode on tactics, it's impossible, but we can make it work.
Yeah, if you want more content on Grandparents' Day, it's impossible, but we can make it work.
We will find a way. Maybe we get our grandparents on, talk about their perspective of Grandparents' Day. You never know.
Maybe we will.
Maybe we won't. You'll have to find out. Honestly, we talked about grandparents quite a bit in this episode.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah.
out to grandparents everywhere.
Shout out to grandparents.
Yeah. They're really one of a kind. Great
Yeah.
individuals.
They're too kind.
Yes. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I think that covers all our bases.
Yep.
So have a fantastic evening.
And have a fantastic morning.